a college football playoff first round game between Clemson, number 12 Clemson, 10-3, at number 5 Texas, 11-2. Like I said, this is a first round playoff game Saturday, December the 21st, 4 p.m. on TNT/Max. So hope you've got your subscriptions going. Clemson started off with a loss to Georgia this year, obviously. They lost to Louisville in the middle of the season, and then they had a really tough loss at home against South Carolina. But as we saw, they still found a way into the playoff, and sometimes all you need is a chance. Texas, they only lost to Georgia this year. But the last time they lost, they had a lot of self-inflicted problems and lost to a backup quarterback who just did enough to get the win. So I think Texas needs to be careful here. And believe it or not, I'm going to call for a letdown game here for them. And I'm going to
Ooh.
say Cade Klubnik does enough. Clemson's defense keeps Texas offense in check enough. And then Texas has a few of those where they shoot themselves in the foot a little bit again. So I'm going Clemson here in a very close one, 27-24. Jesse?
Yeah, I think in this past, game that we saw Texas in against Georgia, I think a lot of Texas's issues were self-inflicted, a lot of penalties and a lot of just not being able to convert once they got into the red zone. So for me, I think Steve Sarkisian's going to clean that up a little bit. I don't think that he's going to continue to let those mistakes kind of compound on top of each other. And I don't think Clemson is a Georgia, to be honest. I know they had a backup quarterback in this last game, but I don't think Clemson is the same caliber as a Georgia team. So they're in Austin, which again, I love the fact that we're getting to play at the stadiums and we're not just doing, NFL stadium somewhere. So I'm going to pick the Longhorns in this one. I think they're going to take care of business 31-24.
All right. Matt, what you got?
Fun fact for you: neither one of these teams have played each other ever in the
Ever.
long history. According to Wikipedia, so this could be inaccurate, but according to Wikipedia, they've never matched up before,
Thing.
which is interesting when you consider the history of these two programs. You would think at some point they would have crossed paths,
And
but
Dabo is incredibly excited to meet Matthew McConaughey, apparently.
I'm
So,
sure. Oh, and how about Dabo going and finally getting somebody out of the transfer portal for the first
what?
time ever? That was
Say
that
it
was
ain't
that was
so.
that was that was the thing.
Yeah.
But as far as this game goes, I like your pick, Wes. I really do. I kind of hope it happens, and you're going to see a theme when we go through my picks. I'm picking against the SEC in a lot this year. Um, I hope it happens just for the chaos. Um, but I don't think it's going to. Clemson has played three ranked teams this season. They're 1-2 against ranked teams in the top 25. They got blown out by Georgia. They barely they lost to South Carolina. It was by field goal, and then they beat a top 10 SMU. So does that translate here? I don't know. I think Texas is a better team than all those with the exception of Georgia. So I like Texas here. I think Texas takes care of business 33-20.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a fair pick. And I think it's kind of the direction that a lot of people are thinking. So